Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video where we talk about levels and see whether or not we like them. And today's video topic is about bad levels with good songs. Pretty self-explanatory. When the level is less than stellar decoration or gameplay wise, but when it comes to song choice, that's where they hit the mark. And before we start this video, don't send hate to the creators or levels that are mentioned in this video, as these are just for fun. And since you guys liked the style of the last video, I asked you guys again to suggest some bad levels with good songs. But before we go with your examples, let me talk about my example first, which is the ultimate phase. Let's talk about the song first. The final phase is legitimately some of the most epic song that has ever been used in a GD level. From the bells to the piano to the drop, it all just feels like it was a song made for a final boss, which it kinda is, but from what I've seen, it's not like necessarily for a video game or something like that. From what I remember, the artist just made it for fun. However, when it comes to the level in itself, it is legitimately some of the most annoying gameplay I've ever played in my life. And the thing is, I don't really talk about gameplay all that much, as I'm a lot more open-minded when it comes to gameplay. Hell, I like Falling Up's gameplay, and that includes the duel at the end. But god, the ultimate phase is just not fun. Like, okay, it didn't start off too bad, like Andromeda's and User Matt's part is not like the worst thing ever. It's actually a bit fun at some points. Creepy Dash's part took some time to learn, but still, not bad. And then he came in. Legitimately some of the buggiest and worst duels I've ever played in my life. It's so inconsistent, and the transition to the next part feels so RNG. And that's like a big problem with the ultimate phase. The duels are legitimately just not fun to play. Even the symmetrical ones just genuinely are not like good. The only consistent one is Tigress's part. I'm still confused on what to do with Jiro and David. Crack's part, I'm convinced, isn't aligned correctly. Oh, and not to mention the difficulty spikes. Zobro's part, at first seems like you can just spam through it, but there's one orb that you have to time it perfectly to pass. And Lugia's part, oh my god, I can't with Lugia's part, bro. Like, it's so much harder than anything else in the level, like legitimately. If Lugia and Crack's part isn't in the level, this would just be another insane demon. This level was so unfun that I just dropped it. I was gonna go for the level, but it's just so bad. But with that out of the way, let's see what you guys have to offer. Deception Dive. This song is an absolute banger, but the gameplay is the most unbalanced thing ever made in GD. Yeah, I've tried this level and it's funny. It's funny, but I would not want to play this level ever again. The song choice is pretty interesting though. I would say Burgerax is one of the more quality artists that we've had in GD. And this song is no exception. It's one of the more interesting sounding songs, at least in the EDM part in GD songs, with the start almost sounding like Surfers by Tim Rain 47 for a bit. And the drop, while not like intense per se, it's definitely one of the more pleasant sounding ones, at least compared to the other EDM GD songs that I've heard. But the level in itself, yeah, like it starts off pretty easy, but then later on when you go to the level, it became like the most difficult thing you've ever played. And you might be thinking, oh, isn't that a good thing? Like you start off from easy and then you progress to medium and then to hard. No. It spikes in difficulty in like what, 70%? I tried going for this level thinking it may not be like that bad until I found out it was that bad. So yeah, I do agree that song choice wise it's good, but level wise it's not stellar. Thinking Space. This song activates my neurons, the level deactivates them again. Hey, what beef do you have with Thinking Space? And okay, listen, did it age that well? No, but it's one of the more unique levels, and it got a lot of charm. In fact, I used to think that this level was a guilty pleasure just because I just wanted to hate it, but just couldn't for some reason. But as time goes by, I learned to appreciate the level more as it is, with a lot of aspects in the level having like pretty cool concepts. And I genuinely do like the decoration. Like, it's chaotic, but it sets you in the right mood to try like beat the level. Song choice, yeah, I do like Wonder of Thought. It's really dreamy for an F777 song, but honestly, I really like that. In fact, I like this type of F777 song more than the usual like loud EDM stuff like Sonic Blaster. So I don't agree that Thinking Space is a bad level, but I do agree that the song is a banger. Ego Killing, it has a very intense and chaotic song by Xtruller. It uses the second drop, which is in my opinion the most heavy drop by Xtruller, but the level has the most atrocious balancing with not much intensity with the visuals. The deco is okay, but not more than just that. Okay, my experience with Ego Killing is only from Seronium. However, even just from watching that, I can tell that not a lot of players will have fun playing this level. There are only two things that I will mention that will get you the idea of how like terribly unbalanced this level is. One of the ship gaps and this one mini wave part, which is like so infamous. In terms of the song though, I don't know. Xtruller has always been a bit of a hit or miss for me, because it can either sound really cool or like really goofy. An example of pretty goofy one is Hate Everything. I just think that song is really funny. And in the case for the song that's used in Ego Killing, I kinda like it. Like sure, it got some like intensity in it, but to me it kinda just sounds like power tools being used, and it's kind of irritating, but not in a good way. If I want something that sounds a bit similar to this, but good, I would just go for something like Acid Notation. Defeated Circles, very original song for a GD level that sounds so smooth. Sad that the actual level is just a generic Space 9 Circles level with not much to it. Yeah, I can see where you're going with this. Like the song in itself is very jazzy, it's very smooth. It's really a vibe song that you would put in your car just to drive around with. But the level in itself is really not anything like too special. And I think the main problem with it is because we're so like numb to 9 Circles level, even the modern looking ones. Not saying you shouldn't make like normal 9 Circles levels, but if you really want something to catch our eyes to a 9 Circles level, there has to be some like new innovation into it, instead of just like integrating modern decoration into the level. I think a good example of what I'm trying to say is Solar Flare. It's not like the most flashy levels ever like other 9 Circles levels, but just with the atmosphere alone enhances the level to another degree. And to me, Defeated Circles just misses that oomph that's missing. Supersonic, this song's awesome, but the level is so irritating that it nearly ruined the song. How did the creators manage to make this slow part in a fast level with a fast song harder than everything else? Okay, I kinda got confused with which part you're talking about, but if you're talking about Oredo's part, skill issue, legitimately so easy. But yeah, Supersonic didn't age well. It's not like the worst level ever, but I do think it's one of the more lesser levels in the Sonic series. There are just some gameplay choices in Supersonic that doesn't fit well in today's day and age. Vibrant's Ball has some like weird timings from what I've played. G-Boy's part has a weird transition when you go into it. Song choice wise, it's not my favorite F777 song, but it is still a pretty enjoyable listen. Though admittedly I do find it goofy in some parts. Aquatic Aurora, Head Rush is the best NK song, but the level is too dark and empty. Yeah, no, I've never liked Aquatic Auroras. I thought the colors were just a bit too ugly in my opinion, and the whole level is just dirty, but at the same time it's also so empty. Like I kind of wish there was a bit more going on, and the colors were just a bit brighter and there'd be like less black. It's one of the weaker levels in N levels like Weather 9 Circles series. It's definitely the most forgettable for me. This song though, I don't know, it just seems like a typical NK/Ruckus song. Like I'm sorry, I don't know if this is a hot take, but nowadays I just find a lot of Ruckus songs sounds the same. Like there's little variation in a lot of them from what I've listened. Don't get me wrong, I still think there are some bangers, but man, I think I've gone numb to his style of music, and Head Rush is no exception. It's a fine song, but I've heard the same sound in a different song. Acropolis, Final Battle by Waterflame is such a good song, and Acropolis is a really bad level, so I'd say it fits. Yep, I've said this multiple times, but Acropolis is such a bad remake of Acropolis. It adds nothing new and makes the level look worse. Final Battle is a banger song though, and specifically the part that's used in Acropolis, or I guess in this case Acropolis. It's one of the most menacing parts I've ever heard in like a GD song. It sounds like you're crawling through a dungeon with all the clanking in the background. The other parts of the song are not bad either, though they are a bit more upbeat than the ones used in Acropolis. But still, a really good song nonetheless, but Acropolis, no. Pumped Up Kicks, I love the level mostly because of the song, but I know that it is objectively an awful level. The song should have been used in a different level that actually deserves it. Man, Pumped Up Kicks is such a funny level. Like, I don't like it, but it's really funny. None of the parts match with each other. There's only one good part, which is Jonathan's part. A lot of it looks unfinished, and it just didn't age well. This song is interesting. I like Pumped Up Kicks, the original song. Like, yes, it's about a terrible incident, but the way Foster the People sang it just sounds so smooth and calming that you just kind of forget what the song is about and you just kind of like groove to it. The remix that's used is, okay, a bit of lore here. This remix of Pumped Up Kicks was used so many times in memes in like the olden times, aka 2016. And the whole meme is that this song is so upbeat and catchy, but this song is about like school shootings. In fact, the whole reason why this song was made in the GD level was because of a trend. And I like this remix, but purely because of nostalgia factors. But if I were to look at now in today's lenses, this song didn't really age well for me, as it just sounds like a generic 2016 EDM song. But I can't get off that nostalgia feeling that I've had, so I kinda just like it just because I used to like it. Infinite Circles, yes! A slow 9 circles level with mid decoration and untouched readable cubes. It's paired with the Fat Rat song. IMO, the Fat Rat is one of the best EDM artists, yet his song gets paired with this little piece of garbage. Yes! I hate Infinite Circles. Okay, before that, I don't think the Fat Rat is one of the best EDM artists. Have you heard of Daft Punk? But I do think he's one of the better artists that's used in GD levels. Dancing Naked, Never Be Alone, Unity, Windfall, Xenogenesis, all banger songs. Infinite Power is no exception just because of how energetic this song is. It is goofy in the start, but it gets going. Infinite Circles, however, this is one of the most boring levels I've ever played. I used to like it, but it's only because I was a mobile player and easy levels are just like ding ding ding, I like this level now. But looking at it now, it is so bad. I genuinely think it's one of the only few cases where the level is not fun because the level is too easy. I know that sounds insane, but believe me when I say this. The level is so mind-numbingly slow for a 9 circles level nonetheless. It just doesn't fit. And why are we so slow in not only a 9 circles level, but with one of the more energetic songs in the Fat Rats catalog? And the decoration is not too stellar either. Like, I get it's 9 circles, but the cube part just looks bad. And the wave deco isn't any better either. Like, I know it's updated, but still, it looks ugly. I don't know why they chose with the Sonic Wave Rebirth type of look. But yes, I absolutely agree that this level is bad, but the song is such a banger. And that's the end of the video. Would you guys want a sequel to this video specifically? Let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll make another community post later on in the future. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe since I'm trying to hit 6K by the end of the year. And if you want to support me even further, you can commission me down at VGen, where you can commission a headshot, half body, full body, a banner, or a thumbnail. That's all I have for you today. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.